one of the things that brings us together, Baker Hughes and SkyHive, is this philosophy and understanding that reskilling of a workforce, or upskilling or skilling, whatever we want to call that, is really only achieved through a combination of art and science. You can have the best technology in the world helping facilitate this, but the impact is really going to be in the last mile of skilling, which would be with the HR professionals, the learning and development professionals, the coaches, the mentors, the managers, the trainers. Can you talk a little bit about sort of your impression of this concept of art and science, and how you approach this at Baker Hughes with respect to planning, both the art and the science?
Yeah, well, let me start with the science, which is maybe the easier part of this. From a technology perspective and process perspective, we've identified early on where we wanted skills to infuse our talent processes. And that meant that we needed an application, a tool, a skills tool that would allow us to work with our core HR systems, our learning management systems, our talent acquisition systems, and so on. And this tool needed to be, the core part of the solution. A lot of vendors out there, what I find is they have let's say, a talent acquisition application that also does skills, or a learning application that also does skills. But we had all of this, right? We had, a fairly mature set of technologies that works well for us. What we wanted is add skills on top of this. And this is where SkyHive came in. And with, the collaboration that we've had is integrate the SkyHive with our existing technologies, the science part of this, which went fairly smoothly. There was a bit of work to do given the variety of technologies that we use, and on top of this, we needed to build the processes that we wanted to implement post-release of the tool. The skills, this is where the art part of it starts, is that a lot of organizations have not used skills before to enable their talent management processes, whether it's talent acquisitions, job path identification, or learning management systems, and so on. So using skills to do this required us to understand how, or to build the processes that we needed to move to post implementation of skills. And this is where we had to rethink. We had to rethink some of the roles that are required for this, rethink the processes that we have today. And we approached it, and then we realized that this is a new muscle that we needed to build. So we started looking at it from our approach was a phased approach. And we wanted to start with a proof of concept, with a pilot that would allow us to do this with less than 10% of our population. And the pilot was really targeted in a way that's a meaningful pilot, meaning we wanted to have different populations across different geographies, across different functions, so that it's meaningful and we get to learn how different populations react to the new processes. And I'm glad we went this way, because we learned a lot during this. This is where the art comes in. Once we deployed the pilots, we started realizing that there was no cookie cutter approach, and that we needed to tailor how we would deploy skills to different populations. Engineering is not legal, doesn't behave like legal when it comes to how they manage their skills. Sales is not the same as technology, and so on. And we realized that one process that fits all might not be the best approach. And this is where we started looking at variants for that to cater for the different populations that we have in the organization. And from there, once we've learned this is where we're starting at this point to plan further deployment based on those learnings that we've done during the pilot.